I'm back. Delighted to be here with you.
Live, doesn't it?
And I am so grateful to all of these gentlemen here who chose to spend an extra day in New Orleans.
Whoa. I'm not speaking for the rest of them, but I never chose to be here. They told me to be here. I had to be here.
One way or the
I don't know
other.
what you're talking about.
You know who we are. You know what we're here to talk about. Roll the highlights. Super Bowl 59 here in New Orleans. The quarterbacks were ready. The president was in attendance. Taylor Swift was in attendance. The Chiefs were looking for a three-peat, but it starts out quickly. Jalen Hurts, 3rd and 5. Incomplete. But we got a flag. Dan's in a good call.
I thought both the calls early were poor. The pass interference on A.J. Brown and that 3rd down, unsportsmanlike conduct, and it leads to Jalen Hurts versus man coverage, changing the play at the line of scrimmage, finding Dotson down to the 1-yard line, and then the play that we know is unstoppable, tush push for an early score.
And so if you had Jalen Hurts in the first touchdown, you were liking it. Then second quarter, it's 10-0, and this is the sequence that really defines the game. Lewis, the pressure on Mahomes on 1st and 2nd down.
Yeah, look, he could never keep his eyes down the field. As he tried to escape up into the pocket, you saw immediately his eyes were coming down. He was just trying to survive. That was something that he was never able to get comfortable with. Credit the Philadelphia Eagles pass rush, man. They were on it all night.
And that leads to this, Teddy, on the 3rd down play. It's Cooper DeJean on his birthday.
The birthday boy, rookie Cooper DeJean, reading Patrick Mahomes. Of course, the pressure forces him out the pocket, but look at Sirianni. We're fired up in Philly. DeJean, the birthday boy, with the pick 6. The route is on.
My people say thank you, Cooper.
The face says it all. And then Mahomes, under pressure, Dominique, deep in his own territory. He's picked again.
The story of this game, we already started out. It's about
Philadelphia sideline. Saquon Barkley is a Super Bowl champion. Jalen Hurts is the MVP. The Eagles win Super Bowl 59.
She looked prettier in person. I tell you that. You think about it. It's better in person than it is in Madden. I tell you that. Playing as a kid, but it's everything you dream of. And I'm just happy to be able to, hold it, give it a kiss, and be world champs.
We're gonna play word play here.
my dog.
Okay, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. What is he?
Dog.
Jalen Carter.
Dog.
Cooper DeJean.
Dog.
Quinyon Mitchell.
Dog.
Defense full of dogs. You're the top dog.
Dog. Dog.
And now you're a Super Bowl champion, man.
Super Bowl champ. This is unbelievable.
It's only the beginning until it's the end, and the end ain't coming anytime soon.
Okay, so put your feet up. We've got nothing but time to break down all the things that we saw last night. And Rex, when we got into a car quite early this morning, what was the first thing you said to me?
I said, there's an old football adage. When you hit the quarterback, the entire team feels it. No better example of that than last night. You saw it, man. It deflated the entire football team. You can't protect the quarterback. Every single part of it. Even your own defense feels it. So trust me, that's what this game was all about. They couldn't handle the pressure, and it was game, set, match.
Almost recognizing the pass rush plan in terms of what it was. It was Taylor the tackle. It was Tooney playing tackle. It was speed to power, press the pocket. Press the pocket, make Patrick feel the pressure quickly. He steps up right into Jalen Carter, right into the great defensive tackles, and all of a sudden, he's looking flustered. So the plan to press the pocket and just get to Patrick that way, take advantage, finally. Someone took advantage of a left guard playing an attack.
And there's no scheme for physicality. As we're looking for answers, it's like, look, everybody in front of us is better than the guys on the other side. And they were just whooping them from beginning to end of this game. It was ugly. And we have to give some credit to the discipline of that defense. They were disciplined in their pass lanes. How many times do we see a good outside pass rush end up with Mahomes running for first down? No, they were disciplined and under control. When guys got the ball in open field, you didn't see any missed tackles from the Eagles. Like, as talented as they were, they're also smart and under control the entire game until they punched Patrick in the face.
Look, I went to practice to see the Chiefs on Friday, and one of the first things Andy told me was this. He said, look, we're going to need to match their physicality from play one, and it's the number one thing he was going to be watching. Well, from play one, you could see right then, they were in it. They were going to be in for it all night long, and they never had an answer for it. And look, Rex is right. As soon as the quarterback felt how much different this game was going to be, with them just rushing 4 and covering with 7, and they didn't need to send any extra rushers, He was like, well, look, this is just going to be the way this night's going to go, and they never had an answer for it.
So the two of you guys did the game for International last night, Lewis and Dan, along with Chris Fowler. So you're obviously in the vantage point of in the booth and describing it. Dan, from a quarterback's perspective, and what I'm doing here is not talking about Patrick Mahomes. I'm talking about that defense and the pressure. I've never seen Patrick Mahomes look like he looked last night. Why?
Yeah, it's the most unsettled and flustered I've ever seen Patrick look. It's the worst game I've ever seen Patrick play. The pressure that was happening forced his eyes to drop, his feet to be all over the place, and that led to uncharacteristic misses for Patrick Mahomes. Really the second Kelsey on his back hip, and it's a miss. This is a third down. He's got a little wrap in route, and he's got a spot route by Kelsey. He throws it into the dirt, and it's 3rd and 3, and it's off the field instead of a conversion. Now another opportunity to get outside the pocket. This is the one we talked about. Look at the space that DeAndre Hopkins has. It's 24-0, but if he hits that, it's 24-7. You get the ball at half. Maybe it's a story at least throughout the game, but it's the most flustered and unsettled and nervous. And there was a play in the game we were talking about in the broadcast where he sets to his left to throw like a quick ball and immediately starts to turn and run, and the receivers for his offense are like 2 or 3 yards downfield. And my thought was, where are you going? Why are you running away that quickly? He totally felt the pressure from Philadelphia.
Yeah, the disruption up front was the production, along with the production they were getting. But look, that's an adage in scouting. Disruption is production. It isn't always about sacks. It's about the quarterback feeling it. And Patrick Mahomes, as great as he is, he felt that disruption last night.
Yeah, absolutely, Lewis. I mean, look, rattle his cage, man. And that's what it is. He had no confidence, right, in his protection. And when that happens, you become inaccurate. You miss some throws that you've made all your life. Well, guess what? It happens. And, man, they absolutely rattled his cage.
That play right there, it's like we got to try and run screens. They're all over the screen also.
They only ran one screen in the first half, by the way, and 3 rushing attempts. That contributed
See, that was
to
another thing that was shocking to me. It's very obvious early on, and we kept saying it on the broadcast, you cannot drop back to pass. You just can't. And the fact that they didn't try to run the football much, you said 3 runs
3 rushing
in the first half. They didn't really try to go play action. They didn't try to put 12 personnel, 2 tight ends in the field and help with some of their protection.
If you're looking to get a credit card that helps you earn points to travel this summer, I would think about 2 things. First,
and so you're sitting there, and if you just watch Philadelphia defensively, they all played like top down. They sat on every pass because it was going to happen so quickly, and they didn't do anything to try to get them uncomfortable Philadelphia defensively.
It was clear early in this game that Andy Reid and Matt Nagy thought they could win this game playing it a certain way, and the running game wasn't going to be a big part of it, and they just weren't going to get off of it. They felt if we can protect it long enough to where Patrick can move up in the pocket, and the interior of the pocket was sound enough to where he can then distribute the football like he has all year long, they would have a chance. Problem was, when Patrick was moving up in the pocket, he wasn't looking down the field. He was wondering, where's 98 at? Where's 93 at? Because these guys were hitting him upside the head in a way that he had never been hit before, and it just changed everything, and they never came off of that plan.
So let's try and explain, because anyone, all of us watching the game, could see the domination of it. The Chiefs have had offensive line issues all year long. We've never seen it look like this. Teddy, what specifically did the Eagles do that so thoroughly dominated that line and flustered Mahomes that way?
I think the plan that they implemented was it was one of physicality, first of all, and it was speed to power. Rex and I have talked about this a bunch, and then press in the pocket, like I said early. But, I mean, I've got to talk about Joe Thuney playing and how well he did throughout the course of this year. But right here, this play right here, okay, let me just go off on this play about this is "We Are Tired of You" hit right here, okay, by Jalen Carter. We've heard enough about you going for 3 in a row. We've heard enough about being Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's about Jalen Carter didn't care right there, fellas. It was about I'm going to hit you in the face, and I don't care what the ramifications are. Joe Thuney, great, probably the best left guard in football, but it's a two-person move.